9021912.
I'll second that.
We're gonna have to strike number 1 because it's not even going to be legal based on the Ohio Attorney General's opinion of, was it 2001-011? We can't dictate that they would take over the run cards while we still have a township fire chief.
No, that doesn't say take over, it says oversee.
So when you say oversee, what exactly do you see for that?
So if the chief provides them a run card and they see that there's another vehicle that the chief may not even be aware of because it might be a sheriff vehicle or something like that, then that they would oversee that, speak to the chief and say, hey, this needs to be on this run card because this will be a closer, faster,
Well, that happens now. You're talking about when Patrick, you're talking about when the 911, like when
just assuring that Patrick would call chief, oversee, not control, and let him know that there's a better option.
That's already being done today.
Well, great, we're just asking that they continue to do it for 10 years.
I agree with you, Trustee Leneghan, that we need to have conversations with the county about reimbursements, but based on being in the commissioners' meeting where police chief, fire chief Gary Best had presented, one of the big things when they talked about that, the pre-care.
Police chief Gary Best?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
you said fire chief.
Oh, I'm sorry, did I say that in my city? Sorry, police chief Gary Best, when he presented, when they came to talk about, one of his big themes was patient care first, then we'll talk about dollars second. And I do think we have a chance, and I do think the commissioners are going to be open to that discussion. But I think they are waiting for this group to be finished because I think they want to look at it as a county as a whole. I think it's become very clear that we have a pretty solid program down in the south, but the north needs some help. So I think that that's the direction they're going to head, is when they look at it whole, is how they're going to adjust some of the reimbursement. I think if we could get some residents involved, some experts involved, like Tom Hedge, Joe Stoutenberg, and I don't know, who else, but looking at some experts of exactly more data-driven for us then to sit down with them and kind of work with them from a partner standpoint, than of just going and making a demands. I know it's been several years. I know we're out of place, but I think we can have a more gentle approach that I think would give you the results that you're looking for.
So this is not a demand. This is, we're giving a proposal to the county and suggesting that we enter into a contract, and this ball will then be in their court. And if they want to wait, that's certainly their option. And the number isn't just pulled out of the sky. In fact, it's a very low number compared to what it costs us to operate EMS. Here in the township, it costs about $3 million to operate at the level of EMS that we provide. The county themselves put in writing what it would look like from their perspective to provide EMS services to us. They also put in writing what they thought it would cost them. So they've already put out a number of $750,000, which they were being, I believe, rather conservative on, because we have 2 stations that they agreed to provide service out of. Now, it costs us $3 million to run those 2 stations, approximately. However, they have a $10 million plus budget that operates 10 stations. So operating 2 additional stations would probably cost more than $750,000. We know it costs us $3 million. So I think $1 million is a drastically, reduced number from what it would cost them. If they were to come in here and they were to provide service to us, which they have to, by the way, it's not an option. If 2 or 3 trustees say do it, they have to do it. But at the end of the day, it would cost them probably closer to $2 million than it would $750,000. So I think that $1 million is a very generous suggestion. And I can't sit here as a representative of the taxpayers and ask for any less than that and feel comfortable.
But I don't think we have to do it right now. I think we know based on what had happened before. I mean, this has been going on for many years. I think it's just about the approach that we take.
All right.
I think the approach is more than fair. proposal, and here's our proposal back.
And they said,
We don't want,
accept it,
we
reject it,
don't
or
want
come
your
back
2
with an
trucks.
option.
We don't want your trucks.
But
You said we don't
they
want to give us.
suspended it, so we don't even have that proposal
That's
before us
correct.
anymore.
That's correct.
That's what gives us an opportunity to say, okay, you don't want to provide service, that's fine. We're good with that. Then you have to pay for it.
But I think we need to wait. I think we're on the right track right
What
now
are we
with the
waiting
information.
for?
We're waiting for the pre-hospitalization.
They're
report.
working on patient care and patient care only. This is trustee commissioner business.
Yes, and it's all going to tie together, and that's evident by the next
Gary said-
resolution that follows.
Gary said he would not tie them together.
No, Gary and them, they're never going to come back to us, them themselves, but I'm saying their report is going to have to go before the commissioners before they're going to act on this, Trustee Gemperline. They are not, because I can tell you what's gonna resonate when they go into that commissioner meeting and they say, okay, Liberty Township has now come to us asking for $1 million. I'm not saying they're gonna say absolutely not. I think they're gonna say exactly what Police Chief Gary Best said, and the same thing I'm saying, is that's because you were there, the same thing that he said, that we have to first look at patient care, then dollars next. I don't see that. In fact, I see this as not being the best way to approach it. And if we're talking about, I mean, I don't know exactly what your timeline is yet, Chief, of how long it's gonna take for you guys to get where you need to be, but I don't think it's gonna be an excessive amount of time, and I think it's better for us to be prepared.
There were other goals involved with that than Liberty Township's compensation. And so be those goals, but I'm ruling or deciding for Liberty Township, and I think this is a very fair offer. And I think it would be good to put it in their hands that they can accept it, reject it, or amend it.
And I think we've been, I'll use the word, treated unfairly long enough. These taxpayers have bear the burden. They've got nothing. They've got next to nothing of what the county has collected in sales tax revenue, which is a large amount of money. A large amount of money that is growing exponentially every year, yet they haven't increased what they give us for many years. And it was before that last contract, they didn't increase then either. I think this has been the amount. Ryan, has this been the amount since the beginning? When was the last time the county increased?
You have to ask Chief O'Brien.
How long has it been, Chief? Since the Chief Pator, since the county increased?
Last time I remember the increase was 2007.
Okay, 12, am I doing my math? 12 years ago. So for 12 years, they've never increased what they give us by a dime. So, and they are the ones who said it would cost $750,000, not me. I disagree with that amount because I'm looking at their overall budget and I'm also looking at what they're pulling in with the sales tax dollars. Every time you buy a car, every time you buy anything, 0.5% of that goes to the county commissioners that's supposed to be dedicated to safety services. And they're giving us next to nothing relative to our costs. I think asking for $1 million is way more than reasonable. Because if they had to come in here and run our EMS, I would dare them to do it for less than $1.5 million.
But the
They
thing is that
can't.